today we are making a Lucky Charms cheesecake. And what is special about this cheesecake? Well, there's like two things. Number one, you don't need gelatin. So if you don't eat gelatin, you don't have to use it and you can still eat this cheesecake. Number two, oh, I didn't put on my engagement ring. This was not like a ploy to like show you guys, but hey, okay. And second thing, the crust of this cheesecake is not traditional cheesecake crust. It is made with actual Lucky Charms. And there's a trick to this because it can get soggy if you don't do a specific trick. So let's get started. So first we're going to make the crust. So I'm going to melt some butter and some mini marshmallows together. You can use large marshmallows, but I feel like it's just so much harder to measure them because the mini ones pour into a measuring cup easier. And then we're gonna add some vanilla, mix it in, and then we're going to add our Lucky Charms. Also, and a note with the butter. I usually use unsalted butter, but in a batch I was making the other day, I used salted because that's all I had, and it didn't taste salty. So if you only have salted butter, you can still make this. The only thing I noticed is that it tastes less sweet, like duh, but it's like also slightly less flavorful, which I don't understand because doesn't salt amplify flavors? Either works, but I recommend using unsalted butter. And now we're going to get out our pan. And so this is a 9-inch springform pan. I will link one below if you don't have one, because this is like so crucial for any kind of cheesecake making. And we're gonna spray it with cooking spray and pour the Rice Krispies in. And I've sprayed a measuring cup with a flat base, and I'm using that to press it into the sides because you want it to be pressed in quite firmly, honestly like firmer than I could press with my fingers, because this is meant to be a crust, right? We don't want the cheesecake to seep out through it. And then once it is fully pressed into the base and the sides, we're gonna pop it in the fridge for about like 20 to 30 minutes. And then after it's fully set, or just like set enough to like hold its shape, we're gonna spread some white chocolate onto the inside as like a shell coating. And this is the trick. This is how you prevent it from getting soggy, because a couple years ago, I did a cheesecake video and it was an Easter cheesecake. I will link it here. And it was cute, but then afterwards I went back to like get another slice the next day, and I realized that the Rice Krispie base was like so gross and soggy, and like I didn't change the recipe, and I will by the time this video is up. But the moisture of the cheesecake like penetrates the cereal, like, which makes sense. So the chocolate coating prevents that, and it creates like a wall between the cheesecake and the Rice Krispies. You don't taste it, especially because it's white chocolate, it's just gonna taste sweet. And then pop it in the fridge, and while it's in the fridge, we are going to make the filling. So I've made this filling like a gazillion times, but it's so good, so we're gonna make it again. We are just getting some cream cheese and mixing it with some sugar. And actually a tip that I learned the hard way, cream cheese in a tub and cream cheese bricks are different. Like, it's not the same type of cream cheese. I don't know if it's important for cheesecake, but it's especially important for cream cheese frosting, because the one in the tub is meant to be spreadable, and it will just be runny. It'll be like runny frosting, and it's like so frustrating. It won't pipe, it won't stick onto anything, and it's awful. So if you're baking, just use the bricks. And then we're gonna add some whipping cream and some lemon juice and some vanilla extract and mix that all together. And so if you don't use gelatin, or if you don't like consume pork, which is like what gelatin is made out of, just like your mixture is done at this point. And the addition of lemon actually helps it set a little bit. So you don't have to use the lemon if you're using gelatin, but I do anyway because like it makes it taste like fresh. To use gelatin, we're gonna get some water, sprinkle the gelatin on top, let it set for like 2 minutes until it absorbs all the water, and then pop it in the microwave for like 30 seconds until it's fully liquid. Doing this step instead of just like sprinkling the gelatin into the cheesecake is gonna make sure that the gelatin is evenly incorporated, and you don't get that like little bitty texture sometimes that you get with no-bake cheesecake where the gelatin hasn't fully dissolved. So now we're gonna pour it into the shell, and the chocolate has now set, and it is ready for the cheesecake filling. We're gonna smooth the surface and then pop it back into the fridge for about maybe 6 hours or overnight. I usually do overnight. And now it's time to unmold the cheesecake. So if you haven't done this before, what we're gonna do is remove or open the little latch on the side of the pan. For the final touch, I'm gonna sprinkle it with some more Lucky Charms marshmallows, just the marshmallows, not like the little kibble, that's what I call the other part. And we are gonna slice it up with a sharp knife because we have to cut through the Rice Krispies too. And we are done. So thank you all so much for watching. If you would like to see some more Lucky Charms or like St. Patrick's Day recipes, I have a whole playlist here, so definitely check that out, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.